Snax on Sports. I'm back with another one, man. We finna go ahead on and get the week 3 recap going real quick. You know what I'm saying? NFL week 3 recap. Hold on. Give me un momento. Y'all know what it is. Oh, man, I got this little... My bad, y'all. All niggas here is bling. Bling. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Snax on Sports. Y'all know I'm back with another one, man. Yeah. You know I'm back better than ever. And yeah, man, this the NFL week 3 recapping all the action from this past weekend. Y'all know I be doing my shit a little late. You know what I'm saying? But I had to do it today because right now we got the week 4 has already started. Thursday night football. We got the Miami Dolphins against the Cincinnati Bengals going on right now as we speak. It's the third quarter. It's a good game, close game. Tua Tagovailoa got hurt. That boy stay getting hurt. I mean, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That boy, I mean, and every time he get hurt, it seems like it's a bad injury. You know what I'm saying? Like some season-ending shit. You know what I'm saying? So get well, Tua Tagovailoa. And yeah, hopefully we see you back out there soon. But yeah, week 4 has already started. So I got to get my week 3 recap before week 4 officially gets going on Sunday. It's already official, you know what I mean, tonight, but you know, it's just one game. You know what I mean, no big deal. So yeah, right now it's third quarter, it's 15-14 Bengals. 15-14 Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? The Dolphins is up right now. Bengals should win this game. But yeah, so this is the week 3 recap. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it going. Let me pull up the schedule so I can, you know, go down the list of all the games that happened this past weekend. Let me see. NFL week 3 schedule or scores or what the fuck ever. Yeah. NFL week 3. Here we go. Man, week 3, we had some good games in week 3. I'm finna go through them. So let's start it off. Let's get it going. Thursday night we had the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Cleveland Browns. Last Thursday night, Cleveland won the game. They beat Pittsburgh 29-17. I didn't really watch this game. You know what I mean? I'm not even going. It's Thursday night football. When it's Thursday night football, whatever game is on, I'm going to watch it, or I'm going to at least see some parts of the game, but I didn't really see the whole game of Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. So I can't really give a legitimate recap on that. You know what I mean? Every week it's always 1 or 2 games I just don't give a damn about. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of them. You know what I mean? 29-17, Cleveland won. Cleveland right now is 2-1. You know, they got Jacoby Brissett at quarterback, and he's a He's a backup, so he's up and down, but playing well enough to, to where they got a 2-1 record after 3 games. We'll see what happens with them. Pittsburgh, like I said last week, they're in a transitional period right now. Their franchise quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, retired last year. Last year was his last season, so they in the hunt for their next franchise quarterback. So until they find their franchise quarterback, they're gonna be in this transitional period for a while, where they always kind of like hovering around 500, and even last year, the last couple years with Ben, they was hovering around 500. But that's only because Ben is not the same player that he once was. You know what I'm saying? But Mike Tomlin is a great coach. So, I see Mike Tomlin at least being able to account for, anywhere from 7 to 9 wins just by himself alone, just because he's the head coach. You know what I'm saying? So, you feel me? But yeah, that's what's going on with Pittsburgh. Next, we got New Orleans Saints in Carolina. Baker Mayfield, I'm talking about, done his damn thing. They finally got off the schneid and got a win, their first win of the season, beating the New Orleans Saints. And I mean, the Saints, I'm telling y'all right now, New Orleans, I said it before, you're not doing shit this year because Jameis Winston is your quarterback, okay? He's a solid quarterback. He is. He just turns the ball over way too much. He gon' throw it to the other team. It's just what the fuck he gonna do. So, with that being said, how good the team can be has a ceiling, because your opportunities to score are going to be limited because your quarterback is going to give the ball to the other team. It's just what's going to happen. So New Orleans, they 1-2. Carolina's now 1-2. I'm happy for Baker because I feel like the first 2 weeks, like he said after the week 2 loss, hey, we close. It's the beginning of the season. We still getting our bearings up under us. It's still, it's still early in the season. So I know the famous Bill Parcells saying, you are what your record says you are, but I truly believe that after 3 weeks, the Carolina Panthers should be 2-1 at least instead of 1-2. I mean, it's only a game difference, but But yeah, I'm happy for Baker. You know what I'm saying? That division over there, is sneaky good. You know what I mean? Because I got Carolina making the playoffs this year as a wild card. New Orleans, the Saints, I don't have them making the playoffs, but I still have them having a solid season. I think I had them at like 7-10 or 8-9 or some shit like that. And that's about what Jameis is gonna get you, And then we all know the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers is gonna win that division because they got the GOAT. And then who else over there in that division? The Falcons. Yeah, the Falcons. The Falcons are surprisingly playing somewhat okay. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, look like the Bengals finna go in for the score. They trying to regain the lead. It's fourth quarter. They inside the 10-yard line. So yeah. Carolina beat the Saints 22-14. So that was that. Next game is Chicago Chicago Bears beat the Houston Texans 23-20. A game I don't really give a fuck about. I didn't really watch. Chicago is 2-1 though. They snuck a win against us in week 1. And then they beat the Texans, but I mean, those are 2 bad teams. Somebody had to win. So Chicago 2-1. Houston, I don't know what their record is. I think they might be 0-3, or they might be 1-2. I think they're 1-2. But yeah, 2 bad teams. Next game we had was a surprising outcome. The Indianapolis Colts beat the Kansas City Chiefs 20-17. And I feel like it's going to be like this for the Chiefs. They're going to have games where they look like the, vintage Kansas City Chiefs of the past, 3 or 4 years. Highly explosive offense. And then they're going to have other games where, they put up 17 points. You know what I'm saying? Because without Tyreek Hill, that's just gonna happen every once in a while. They're still a good team. They're still a great team. But you can feel a little bit of the shine coming off the Chiefs, just a tad bit from what they was, the past 2 or 3 to 4 years or whatever. So great win for Indianapolis. They snuck that one. Matt Ryan pulled it off, and they played well. You know what I'm saying? It was good for Matt Ryan to get that win because after the first 2 games, they were talking about him like he was just washed now. You know what I'm saying? So it was good for him to show that, he still got something left in that cannon, in that arm. So, and I just like to see the Chiefs lose. You know what I'm saying? I just do. So, you know what I mean? Great win for the Colts. But, yeah, that was pretty much that. I mean, yeah, this recap right here, it ain't really too much. I'm just, recapping and giving my thoughts of what I remember about, last week's games. But not nothing really, I don't believe, not nothing really too major really happened. You know what I mean? It's always going to be 1 or 2 surprises, but, and that game was, Indianapolis Colts and the Chiefs, the outcome of that was surprising, you know what I mean? After how the Chiefs have played in the first 2 weeks, we expected them to beat Indianapolis handily, but that's why they play the games. That's why it's any given Sunday. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Next game was the Miami Dolphins against the Buffalo Bills. Miami pulled it out in the end, 21-19, and they are undefeated as of right now. Like I said, they playing right now. It's Thursday night on Thursday Night Football. So, and Tua got hurt. I mentioned that already, but yeah. So right now they got the backup Teddy Bridgewater in. So Teddy doing his thing. I mean, to me, Teddy can still be a starter in this league. You know what I'm saying? He's but yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But as of right now, Miami is undefeated after beating Buffalo. And so, that kind of brought Buffalo back down to earth a little bit. But to me, Buffalo is still the class of the AFC. Now, we'll see what happens this week in week 4, see how they bounce back after that loss. But yeah, Miami ended up Yeah, you should have threw that ball, bro. Just throw the ball. Like Tua, they just showed the play where Tua got hurt, and it's like, bruh, you. If nothing is open, you got to get rid of the ball. All of this shit you doing, trying to hold it, and trying to spin around, and nigga grab your ass and slam your ass to the damn ground, hella hard, and your head hit the ground first. Like that could have been avoided, bro. If you just get like the quarterback is protected. That position is protected. They trying to protect you, bro. So if you a quarterback, man, and you get hurt, I mean, you now, I mean, I know things can happen. You can still get hurt in the pocket, but I mean, damn. I mean, you damn near just dumb as fuck now. I mean, that play I just seen right there, that just the way he got hurt, that could have been avoided. I missed what happened because I'm on live right now talking to y'all, but the Bengals didn't score. They only scored a field goal. That's pretty pathetic because they was inside. They was at the 1 yard line and didn't score a touchdown. Like, come on, man. Like, hey, they letting Miami hang around. Miami is showing to be one of those teams that if you let them hang around in the fourth quarter, they'll light your ass up. And before you know it, you got a loss on your hand. So the Bengals have controlled this game for the most part. You know what I'm saying? They should be up at least probably like 10 to 13 points right now. But they only up 2 points. And it's the fourth quarter, 11 minutes to go. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that play that I just seen right now with Tua because he got hurt last week too, but it was a minor little whatever injury or whatever. They thought it was a concussion, and then the Miami Dolphins came out and said it wasn't a concussion, it was some other shit. But that could have been avoided. It could have been avoided. So that's why I'm saying it's a dumb play because he literally held the ball in the pocket for 3 to 4 seconds before he had to like make a move. 3 to 4 seconds is a long time in the pocket, and like he had protection for those first 3 to 4 seconds. And then he tried to spin back around. He spent right into the defender. And the nigga grabbed him, swung him to the ground. His head hit the ground first. It's like, bruh. You know, it's like, what is you doing? But yeah, that he got to learn from that. And just in a situation like that, just throw the ball away or take off and run the opposite direction where you had a little bit more room, and then just try to get 2 or 3 yards and just slide because they can't touch you. Otherwise, they're going to get a penalty. But when you do what you did, that's how you end up cracking your motherfucking skull, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Tua just gotta play. He just gotta be smarter with that one. You feel me? But the Bills, last week, I mean, they just had one of those games. They stayed, it was close to the end. They probably should have won the game, but they didn't have enough. They ran out of time. We'll see what happens coming up this week. They play I forget who they play this week, but it's whoever they play it's a good game. It's gonna be a good game, a nice juicy game. You know what I'm saying? They play somebody that's I forget which team it is, but they play somebody that's supposed to be contending for some shit. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Buffalo to me is still the class of the AFC. Now, what I will say is with how Josh Allen performed, he didn't perform bad or anything. It just wasn't, like the first 2 weeks. but how Josh Allen performed versus how Lamar Jackson performed last week, and now both of them are 2-1. And what I think now, right now, the two leading, I mean, it's still early in the season, but the two leading candidates for league MVP right now is Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. And after 2 weeks, it was probably Josh Allen right here, Lamar Jackson right here. After 3 weeks, it's Josh Allen right here, Lamar Jackson right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's they basically right there now. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens with that going forward. Yeah. But anyway, so next game. But yeah, I think the Bills is fine. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens this week. But even if they lose this week, I'm not worried about the Bills. They'll be fine. So yeah, next game we had was the Minnesota Vikings versus the Detroit Lions. Minnesota pulled it out in the end, 28-24. The Lions have been playing well. A lot of teams have all of these teams have really been playing well. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of record, you know, outside of that performance that the Baltimore Ravens defense had in the second half, in particular, the fourth quarter against the Miami Dolphins, that was just absolute trash. You know what I'm saying? That shit was pathetic. I mean, it looked like they wasn't professional players out there on defense playing for the Baltimore Ravens. So that shit was all bad. But outside of that, it may be one or two other ones I'm thinking of, I'm forgetting. You know, the NFL season has been pretty competitive. You know, all across the board for the most part. And they're saying that after the first 3 weeks, you know, like 80% of these games are being decided by like a field goal or less. You know, that's pretty. I'm gonna use a sports media word. That's pretty staggering. You know what I'm saying? Just because it just show that, you know, you know how even, you know, teams are right now. You know what I'm saying? And you know, in October is when, you know, you're gonna start getting a little bit of separation. You know what I'm saying? It's still early in the season. And another thing too is, you know, because they talking about this team or that team, you know, this offense. Like at the beginning of every season, the defenses are always a little bit ahead of the offenses. Just, you know, just because like offense gotta defense is reacting. You know what I'm saying? Offense is being proactive. So, you know, they have to have they shit down a little bit more precise. You know what I'm saying? And at the beginning of the season, it may not be as fluid. You know what I'm saying? Just because, you know, a lot of the players don't play in the preseason. You know what I'm saying? So really these first 3-4 weeks is really the preseason for a lot of teams, for most of these teams. You know what I'm saying? So once we start getting into week 5, 6, 7, and 8, we're gonna start seeing high level football. You know what I mean? For the rest of the season. We already seeing high level football, but I'm just, you know, I'm just saying by that time, everybody will be, all teams will have their mojo. You know what I mean? And if you don't got your mojo, hey, that's on you. You're not a good team. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then next we got so yeah, Minnesota pulled it off. Minnesota beat the Detroit Lions, and Detroit has been playing well. They've been playing well. You know what I'm saying? And even though in defeat, you know what I'm saying, they've been playing tough. You know what I'm saying? But Minnesota pulls it out, and yeah, you know, Minnesota I believe is 2-1 now, so good win for them. The next game, the Baltimore Ravens defeated the New England Patriots 37-26. Lamar Jackson, MVP performance. Patriots, tough, valiant effort. You know what I'm saying? But just not quite enough. You know what I mean? Mac Jones ended up getting hurt. He might be out for a few weeks. With a high ankle sprain or something like that. But yeah, Lamar Jackson is in his bag. And I said it before the season that I feel like I said it in my 2022 predictions episode. Go back and watch that. You know what I'm saying? I said that I feel like Lamar Jackson is going to have an MVP caliber season. Whether he wins the MVP or not, that's a whole different story. But he's going to have an MVP caliber season. And after 3 weeks, he's on par. You know what I'm saying? So Lamar Jackson is doing his damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Ripping and running all over the damn field, throwing that motherfucker. I mean, the way he's throwing it, he's throwing it better than he ever could. You know what I'm saying? And if he continued to play like this, it's just he's absolutely unstoppable. You know what I mean? So yeah, Lamar Jackson, that's my second favorite player. I love to watch him play. So in the Patriots, yeah, I mean, like I said, like I've been saying, they are it is what it is, man. Brady's gone. So the Patriots are kind of like where the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA are, you know, after the Duncan, Ginobili, Parker era and Kawhi era is done. They just kind of in limbo, you know what I'm saying? And both teams got an all-time great coach, but the run is basically over. You know what I'm saying? Greg Popovich, he's in the twilight of his career. He's just still doing it because I believe he loves to do it. And he loves to coach, and he's still healthy enough and young and spry enough that he still wants to coach. And the same with Bill Belichick. I don't see neither of them continuing on though for too much longer. You know what I'm saying? I can see another few years for both of them. You know what I'm saying? I can see another, 2, 3, maybe 4 years to go for both of them. But I don't see another 5. I won't. Now I'll say like something like 5 years or something like at the max, maybe for both of them. But I don't see another 7, 8, 9, 10 years, unless either one of them happens to get back to the mountaintop. You know what I mean? Somehow. But yeah, I just feel like it's they had the bulk of their run, the peak of their run. They already had it. It's in their past now. So yeah, that's what's going on with the Patriots. You know what I mean? Salute to them though, because they always gonna play tough, play hard. Bill Belichick always gonna have a solid defense. But hey, Brady ain't there no more, so that's just what it boiled down to. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Next game we got Cincinnati beat the New York Jets 27-12, as they should have. You know what I'm saying? They finally got off the schneid after an 0-2 start. After their Super Bowl appearance last year. And so yeah, they got their first win of the year, and as expected, if they would have went down 0-3, that would have been some bullshit. And it really would have just that just would have been pathetic. Especially to the New York Jets. So, they, and the Cincinnati Bengals are up right now 20-15 against the Miami Dolphins with under 5 minutes to go in the fourth. But Miami is driving. If Miami scores a touchdown, they take the lead. So we'll see what happens. Teddy Bridgewater just scrambled for a first down. And, so we'll see what happens. But, yeah, Cincinnati, if they win this game, they 2-2. They back to 500. And they kind of can start to see where the rest of the season can take them and see if they can make a run again. I got Cincinnati, I believe, losing in the divisional round this year. Because I got a Chargers, Bills, AFC Championship. And I got the Bengals losing before the round before the AFC Championship, which is the divisional round. So, yeah. We'll see what happens with that. But in the Chargers, I'll get to them. But yeah, good win for the Bengals, and we'll see. I fuck with Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase, in 3 games, he's not having the season that he had last year so far. But it's still early. That can change. Teams are keying in on him. He had a lot of big plays last year, so obviously teams are gonna make sure he ain't able to do that. But yeah, Miami is driving right now, so we'll see what happens. Next game is the Tennessee Titans against the Las Vegas Raiders. Tennessee pulled it out 24-22. The Raiders are 0-3. I really feel like the Raiders are not a 0-3 team, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they should be 2-1 or 1-2, at least 1-2. But yeah, you are what your record says you are. You know what I'm saying? They 0-3, and it's just Raider shit. It's Raider behavior. You know what I'm saying? It's Raider behavior going on right now. They play well, they play good throughout throughout the whole game, and they just find a way to lose. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, in Tennessee, y'all know how I feel about Tennessee. Ryan Tannehill, he's not doing nothing. Tennessee ain't doing a damn thing as long as Ryan Tannehill is their quarterback. It's all bad. He as the kids say now, mid, Ryan Tannehill is mid than a motherfucker. This nigga Teddy Bridgewater just threw an interception. The Miami Dolphins were driving, getting ready to possibly go in for a touchdown, take the lead, and maybe win the game because it's only 3 minutes left. And this nigga Teddy Bridgewater throw a damn interception at the 9-yard line. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's a backup. So we'll see what happens with Tua. Tua is in concussion protocol though, so he might not play next week. Just because I don't know what Teddy Bridgewater saw there. It wasn't even no Miami Dolphin players over there. I don't know if it got away from him, but yeah, I don't know if the ball got away from him, but when he threw it. But yeah, I don't understand what he saw there when he tried to throw that. But Teddy Bridgewater, that was some dumbass shit you just did, boy. With your big ass head. So yeah, but Tennessee, they ain't doing nothing. Ryan Tannehill, trash. Raiders, just keep grinding it out. You know what I mean? Y'all know, hey, it's not a gang and don't bang on every damn thing out here. But at the same time, you know what I mean? So I'm happy when the Raiders lose. But, Devontae over there, the hometown hero. So, you know, he doing his thing though. But hey, they just gotta find a way to pull it out. I mean, I'm happy when the Raiders lose just because I'm a Niner fan and we don't fuck with the Raiders just like we don't fuck with the Cowboys. Just all in sports fun, humor, and all that. But yeah. I always want to see Tay do his thing. But yeah, so that's it for that. I don't really give a fuck about neither one of them. Jamar Chase doing his thing. He just got loose. First and goal. What we got next? We got the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Washington Commanders. That shit just I keep wanting to say Redskins. That name Commander, that's some bullshit right there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Let me I'll be right back real quick. Just give me 30 seconds. 15 seconds. Yeah, I'm saying we back at it like a motherfucker crack at it. So, yeah, but Philadelphia is playing well. Jalen Hurts is playing well. We'll just see if they can keep it up. Everybody act like they jumping on their dick right now, and they Jalen Hurts and this and that. But man, it's early. I mean, man, I believe it when I see it, bro. Keep playing good, keep playing well, and make a little run in the playoffs. Then I believe you really doing some shit. Right now, I'm not looking at the Eagles like they, you know what I'm saying? Like they doing some shit. Like, I mean, yeah, they playing well right now. Okay, cool. I give them credit for that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm not like everybody else. Like, like, oh, the Jalen Hurts, motherfucker talking about Jalen Hurts, an MVP candidate. Okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we'll see. But they're playing well right now. You know what I'm saying? They playing well. And so we'll see, so they doing their thing. They got a good little team. And the NFC East is gonna come down to the Eagles and the Cowboys. So we'll see what happens. Commanders, it's they the Commanders, dog. That name alone sound like some bullshit. So you know what I mean? You ain't commanding the damn thing. You know what I mean? So yeah. The Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Los Angeles Chargers 38-10. Jacksonville is playing awesome. They got the former Philadelphia Eagles head coach Doug Peterson, who won the Super Bowl with them in 2017. He coaching them up. Jacksonville, they got rid of motherfucking Urban Meyer and the joke of a coach that he was last year. That clown show he was running over there. And Jacksonville's playing well. Now the Chargers, like I said a few minutes ago, I got them in the AFC Championship. That's what I predicted. before the season started. And you know, they're somewhat disappointing me a little bit so far. They played well the first week, but the last 2 weeks, you know, not so much. And Justin Herbert, he got a little injury. I think he got a little fractured rib or something like that. You know what I mean? So I know that's, you know, probably painful to play with or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's early. At the same time as I'm talking about the Eagles and how well they playing right now, and I'm saying early, it's still early for my preseason pick as far as, you know, the Los Angeles Chargers. I got the Chargers in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. So, and you know, right now, you know, they you know, Justin Herbert, he be putting up the numbers and all that, but you know, they got to find a way to bring it together team-wise, put it together and string together these wins, man. You know what I'm saying? Because their roster says they should be an elite team. You feel me? And they got a quarterback that most are projecting to, you know, that to be an elite level quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Me as well. I love Justin Herbert. You know, but yeah, they gotta put it together, man, and get it going. You know what I'm saying? And so we'll see what happens with them going forward. But yeah, the Chargers are, after 3 weeks, it's like I said, it's early. But after 3 weeks, for me and what I predicted, you know, they are somewhat of a disappointment so far. Yeah, I'm talking about. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Next game, LA Chargers beat the Arizona Cardinals 20-12. I mean, the Chargers. I mean no, I'm sorry, not the Chargers. The LA Rams. The LA Rams, Los Angeles Rams defeated the Arizona Cardinals 20-12. And so the Rams, you know, they're a good team, but they're not, you know, they just a good team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I take nothing away from, I know they're the Super Bowl champions. I know they're the defending Super Bowl champions, but I don't look at them like, you know, it's probably 4 or 5 teams that they're a good team. You know what I'm saying? But it's probably 4 or 5 teams that I would probably consider better than them. You know what I'm saying? And I'll say the Bucks. I'll say the you know, the Buccaneers, the Buffalo Bills. I'll say, in my opinion, the Baltimore Ravens. I like them better than the Rams if if they can keep that secondary together, man. I probably like the Kansas City Chiefs over the Rams. And shit, I like us, the Niners, over the Rams. I'm sorry. I just do. You know what I mean? That's 5 right there. Niners, Bucks, Buccaneers, Bills, Ravens, and yeah, Niners, Bills, Buccaneers, Ravens, and you know, maybe even the Packers, you know, maybe even the Bengals, depending on how, it's just, who knows, but you know, I mean, they're among one of the top 6 or 7 teams in the league, yeah, but I probably would put them at like 6, 5 or 6 or something. You know what I'm saying? So, but hey, they won the game. Good win for them. Arizona, they're an average to below average team. That's just what they are. You know what I mean? Arizona going to be like 7-10 or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but that's pretty much that. I didn't really watch that game, so yeah, whatever. The next game, the Atlanta Falcons pulled out the win against the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's a bad team, so it's just, Russell Wilson is gone, so they're in a transitional period. Pete Carroll, we'll see how long he continues to coach. You know what I mean? He's the oldest coach in the league. He's in his 70s now. He's either 70 or 71 years old, something like that. So, yeah, but he don't look it. He's exuberant, vibrant out there. He's moving around. You know what I'm saying? He ain't, so, yeah, he looked like he coached another 10 years. But, yeah, great win for Atlanta. Atlanta has played well this year, even in the games that they've lost. You know what I'm saying? They've played well, so good win for them. I mean, I don't expect them to do nothing major or nothing like that, but they at least have shown, the Falcons have at least shown that, they not just no pushover. You know what I'm saying? But they aren't a very good team at the same time as well. But they better than like the Jets, and they better than like the, the Texans, or some shit like that. Next game we had, it was Green Bay Packers against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is obviously a game I was watching. Tom Brady is my favorite player. I'm disappointed in the loss, but not, it was their first loss of the season. They 2-1 now. I believe it's the first time, either the first or second time that Aaron Rodgers has beaten Tom Brady in the regular season. Tom Brady always beat that nigga. But yeah, this was both defenses played outstanding. At one point, Green Bay looked like they was getting ready to blow it open, but they had a turnover in the red zone that prevented them from going up 21-3, I believe. And that would have almost been the nail in the coffin, basically, just because, I mean, when you got Tom Brady, you always got a chance. But yeah, that basically would have been a nail in the coffin, just because the Buccaneers offense right now is still trying to find itself. And a lot of their key parts are out. Mike Evans was suspended last week. What's his face is out. Godwin, and so they're playing with third and fourth stringers and fifth stringers and shit right now. So, and the offense just didn't look fluid. It just didn't, they didn't get nothing going. The only drives that the Buccaneers looked presentable or looked feasible, or what's the word? The only drives where they looked competent was the first drive of their first drive of the game and their last drive of the game. Everything in between was like a struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, that just tells me it's nothing to worry about, bro. Like, I'm not worried about the Buccaneers because they got Tom Brady. I'm not worried about Tom Brady. I'm not worried about none of that. So they will be fine. But yeah, great little win for Green Bay. You won 14-12. Aaron Rodgers, you the weirdo ass motherfucker, and you just a dumb son of a bitch. It's just what you is, man. So, but yeah, whatever. Sunday night, we got a great game. We got Kansas City Chiefs against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a rematch of the Super Bowl from 2 years ago. So, I'm going to be tuning into that. Both teams are 2-1 right now. The Buccaneers are 2-1, and the Chiefs are 2-1, and both teams are coming off a loss. So somebody gonna have 2 losses in a row. Yeah. So yeah, that was that. But yeah, I'm not worried about. I ain't worried about Brady. I ain't worried about the Bucs. They'll be fine. They're gonna win their division. So yeah. Next game. Denver Broncos against San Francisco 49ers. The Broncos end up pulling out the game and winning the game by 1 point. The final score was 11-10. A weird score. And the Bengals just won this game. So now the Bengals are 2-2. They won 2 games in a row. And so now they can feel good, going forward, and they can feel like, hey, we're the defending AFC champions. Let's start playing like it. So now after these 2 wins, now they got their confidence back. So, but yeah, us, the Niners, we should have won this game. This is another slugfest. It was similar to the Bucs and the Packers. It was a slugfest. It was a defensive game. The offenses were struggling. There was a lot of 3-and-outs, a lot of punts. You know what I'm saying? And Jimmy didn't play well. Jimmy did not play well. You know what I'm saying? But all the overreaction, it's like same thing I said about Tom Brady. I'm not worried about Jimmy. I'm not worried about Jimmy, bro. I know what Jimmy will give me. So, he's going to have a bad game or two. He's going to have some great games too. So I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about it was a bad. But the thing about it is that the loss wasn't on Jimmy. They always try to make it as if, it's Jimmy's fault. If it's the sports media or some of these Niner fans, it's just be like, y'all just be over the top with it. I just expect it, My whole Facebook or Meta timeline, whatever the fuck, my whole timeline was they just bad ragging on Jimmy. I'm like, you niggas, that's low-hanging fruit, bro. That's low-hanging fruit. You get a nigga all the blame when the team lose, but then when he play well and the team win, you say it's because it was the defense and all this other shit. So, but no, Jimmy didn't play well. Nah, he didn't play well. But Kyle didn't coach well either. And the defense played well. But even they broke down in that last drive that Denver had. You know what I'm saying? To take the lead and all that. So, yeah, I mean, everybody expected me to be all mad at the loss and shit. I mean, yeah, it's just like the Buccaneers. Tom Brady is my favorite player. The 49ers are my favorite team. Just like I said about Tom Brady and the Bucs, y'all disappointed, but I was disappointed in the Niners' loss. But I mean, I'm not. Because it's still early, and I'm just not worried about it. You know what I mean? We 1-2. Even if we were to lose this week and go to 1-3, you know what I mean? Against we play the Rams this week, and I think we're gonna win. But even if we lose and we go 1-3, last year we were 3-5 and went on a run, and that run took us all the way to the NFC Championship game, and just one drive away from going back to the Super Bowl. So I'm not. Now, if we was to lose this week and go 1-3, that would make it like, all right, now it's time to go. We gotta go on a little run now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just not worried about it, bro. I feel like we have a great team. I feel like the right quarterback is playing now. No disrespect to Trey Lance. Get well soon. But I feel like the right quarterback is playing. And Jimmy didn't have reps and rapport in training camp in the preseason with the team. Even though he was still technically a 49er, he was not practicing and doing all that shit with the team because he was supposed to be getting traded. Now, at the same time, he's been over here since 2000, since the end of the 2017 season, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, he knows what Kyle Shanahan wants to do and he knows the offense, but still, he doesn't have, he still wasn't practicing with the team. So, it's still a learning curve. It's not a learning curve. It's still it's the beginning of the season, getting getting all the cobwebs out and knocking off all the rust. You know what I'm saying? And just doing it like that. I'm not worried about it, man. They gonna smooth it out, and we gonna get on track. The Niners gonna get on track. So, and if not, it's gonna be a team thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not a Jimmy thing. You know what I mean? Kyle Shanahan is on notice right now. Everybody looking at him, as they should. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Kyle Shanahan. All the shit about the genius, and he's, and all that. No, I mean, win some shit before I start calling you a genius, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You a good coach. You know what I mean? I would rather have him than not have him. Okay, but that don't mean he's above criticism from me. You know what I mean? I support him, but I just I'm not. I don't see how he has escaped criticism in comparison to Jimmy Garoppolo. Because when he only win with Jimmy Garoppolo. So if you really a great coach, I mean, and you don't want Jimmy, you need to find a different quarterback to be successful with. You can't seem to do that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I ain't worried about us. Denver, good little win for them. They still trying to work out their shit. You know what I mean? But that whole division over there, the AFC West, that's it. AFC West and the NFC West, minus the Seattle Seahawks. And I mean, shit, minus Arizona too. They ain't shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll just stick with the AFC West. The AFC West, you know what I'm saying? The AFC West is that division is off the chain. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Denver. They'll get it right and get and shake off all the cobwebs and like I said, knock off all the rust, and they having play calling issues and getting the play in on time issues and all that. So that's what's going on with them. Yeah, and that was a Sunday night game, so that was national TV, and it wasn't too entertaining. I mean, it was very entertaining. It's always entertaining watching football, but it wasn't too entertaining offensively from either team. You know what I'm saying? And then Monday night, we had the Dallas Cowboys against the New York Giants. I felt like Dallas was going to win this game, even without Dak Prescott. One of my good homies, one of my childhood friends I grew up with, Greg Bradford, you know what I mean? We call him G Money. I call him G Money. He's a devout Cowboys fan. And I told him, you know what I mean, before the game, on Instagram. I said, y'all gonna win today, bro. You know what I mean? I know we go back and forth, we talking shit, and all this and fun. You know what I mean? But I said, y'all gonna win today. Y'all gonna beat the Giants. You know what I'm saying? The Giants started out 2-0, so they they playing with a little confidence this year, but they're another one of them teams that is to me similar to the Eagles. I would say that the Eagles are better than them, but I mean from the standpoint of, okay, it's cool you started out 2-0. Keep it up though. It's still early in the season. You know what I mean? Like it's that don't, after 8 games be 6-2 or better, and then come talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But yeah, but the Giants, their defense has played solid, so far this season. But I just felt like, it's just one of those games where you get a team coming in and everybody's like, oh, the Giants, they 2-0, this and that, I mean, they just happen to start 2-0, bro. It's not like this is a Giants team that's gonna make a run. You know what I mean? Like they're at best, I'll give them, they're an average team, but they're not gonna win the division. They're not gonna make the playoffs. That's just what I'm predicting. You know what I'm saying? So, and I just felt like, they was getting a little bit too much, not too much hype, but but for lack of a better term or phrase or lack of better words or whatever, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say I think they was getting a little bit too much. It was getting a little bit too much early. You know what I mean? I just felt like it was one of them games where Dallas was gonna come in and win, like just to balance it out. You know what I'm saying? And so Dallas pulled out the win. They won 23-16, and I believe both teams are 2-1 now, if I'm not mistaken. I know, yeah, the Giants are definitely 2-1 because that was their first loss of the year, and the Cowboys, they're 2-1 now because they won last week as well. So yeah, I predicted that Dallas would win the NFC East. I didn't see the Eagles starting 3-0, but they're starting out well. So, yeah, we'll see how that pans out. But that's basically it. You know what I mean? This week was pretty normal. You know what I'm saying? Not really no surprises. A few disappointments, but pretty much solid football. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I think I'm done on this one. That's pretty much it, man. I just wanted to recap week 3 and do my weekly, NFL recap. And yeah, some weeks is gonna be more action than others. There's gonna be more things to talk about than others. So yeah, but I think the season is starting out. It's a pretty solid season. It's competitive, and I think we now have only one undefeated team left after the Miami Dolphins loss. The Philadelphia Eagles, I believe, are the only undefeated team left. So we'll see what happens with them this weekend. And then I believe we only have one winless team left, and that's the Las Vegas Raiders. So everybody except the Raiders and the Eagles got either 1 or 2 wins. So that's pretty balanced. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I mean? NFL, you know, NFL, the end of the season is gonna give us them antics, man. So you know what I mean? Week 4, you know what I mean? Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Teams just gonna start to, if you 2-1, you want to go to 3-1. If you 1-2, you want to get to 500 to 2-2. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Teams is finna start turning it up now, and it's finna get in a few weeks here. Teams is finna start, you know, separating. So yeah, that's basically it, man. Snax on Sports. I'm done for the night. Let me see, man. It's always like some little random shit that I be wanting to just talk about and discuss. Like I be watching these talk shows in the morning, and I be hearing motherfuckers just say some shit, all type of shit. I'd be like, you know what? He just said some dumbass shit right there. I could do a whole episode on that. So, it's like some Russell Westbrook shit that I want to do. And I ain't no Russell Westbrook fan or nothing like that. But just as far as like where they have took his career after this 1 year, like basically like I don't believe Russell Westbrook is as bad as like the media is portraying it right now. And like I said, I'm not no Lakers fan. I'm not no Russell Westbrook fan. I was a Lakers fan while my favorite player Kobe was there, so I was rooting for him. I wasn't rooting for the Lakers. Yeah, I was rooting for the Lakers because he was on there, but I was a bandwagon Laker fan for a few years, you know. But I always been a Warriors fan. Like I got 2 teams in every sport. You know what I'm saying? Right now in basketball, I don't really have a second team. My second team for the longest was the Lakers, and the Warriors was always my first team. You know what I'm saying? Even through the bad years. Everybody know that. You know what I mean? We've been fucking with the Warriors since I first even knew what sports was. And since I was playing basketball since I was 19 years old. So, yeah. You know, I had season tickets back in Steph Curry rookie year. You feel me? In 2009. So, nigga can't tell me nothing. But Kobe was just a player that I just admired. You know what I'm saying? So, it's similar to me and Tom Brady right now. I'm not no Buccaneers fan, but Tom Brady is my favorite player. So, I want the Bucs to win when they play. You know what I'm saying? Because I want Tom Brady to do well. So that's all it is. I'm saying that because I got songs in the past, where I mentioned the Lakers and I said, this and that, my Lakers and this and that. That was back when Kobe was there and Kobe was doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. Russell Westbrook is just getting a little bit too much, he's getting a little bit too much backlash. They making it they trying to make it seem like this nigga's a bum. Now, I laughed at him a lot too last year and talked shit and all that because you know what I'm saying? Hey, he's always been a nemesis and a rival of the Warriors. You know what I mean? Even during his OKC days. You know what I'm saying? So Russell Westbrook has always been a player that's, I've always rooted against, as the enemy or whatnot. Just like a Chris Paul or like a LeBron James or, you know what I mean? But, that's all in sports fun. That's all that is. As far as like what they doing to his name and his like I got no problem with the West Brick thing though. With people saying West Brick, I understand he's saying he don't like to be called that and this and that, but I don't give a fuck about that. Motherfucker calling you that, like, this is a part of what comes with it. So you can't be saying, ain't nobody, you can't be saying, fans, don't call me West Brick when you out there bricking, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And then try to use some excuse and throw your kids, and then, yeah, my kids is at the game and they hear, they gotta hear, my name being, fuck out of here with that shit, bro. You making $40-50 million a year. Nobody want to hear about all that shit. Oh, it ain't about the money. Yeah, it is, dog. It is. It's sports. It's a part of what comes with it. They call Magic Johnson Tragic Johnson after he quote unquote choked away the finals in 80 whatever. You know what I mean? This is after he had already won a championship and shit. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James, we call him LeBum. Fucking, I can go on and on, man. Like when motherfuckers fail and you an athlete and you in the public eye, I mean, it comes with it. You know what I mean? So I don't have a problem with none of that. I ain't got a problem with with motherfuckers saying West Brick and this and that and blah 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 blah. I ain't got no problem with that. But just how they're just making it seem like he's just some straight bum ass nigga that just fell off the. And I told y'all what this is. Okay, this is a result of playing with LeBron James. Period. Point blank. I did episodes on this where I said that if you are a star or a superstar player in the league and you go join forces with LeBron James, your light is going to dim. Period. Point blank. Okay? It just is. You know what I'm saying? You become a role player. Because in order to play with him, you got to capitulate to how he want to play and shit. And that shit don't even always lead to winning. You know what I'm saying? Every player becomes a lesser version. Every star player becomes a lesser version of themselves when they play with LeBron James. The only player that didn't was Kyrie Irving. And it was only because he was so young that he was still on the ascension, and like he hadn't done nothing really. You know what I mean? He just had established himself as a very good, talented young player in the league that's going to be good in the league for years to come. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else had already, had established themselves as all pro players, multiple time all-stars and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? From D Wade to Chris Bosh to Kevin Love to Russell Westbrook, you know what I mean, to Anthony Davis. So that's what it is. So he's getting too much blame, I feel. So I was just saying that to say I wanted to do an episode on that. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see what happens. I may or may not. You know what I mean? And then one or two other things. But yeah, oh shit. I forgot. The Warriors play tonight. The Warriors open up the season tonight. Hold on. Let me see. Because they're in China or Japan or one of them. So they playing at a weird time. Let me see when the game is. Three o'clock. Hold on. I forgot all about that, man. The Warriors played tonight. Preseason, they started the preseason tonight in China. But yeah, man, that's basically it, man. That was my week 3 wrap up. My week 3 recap. Week 4 has already started. The first game was tonight between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Miami Dolphins, and Cincinnati pulled it off. So pulled it off, whatever. Cincinnati is now 2-2 after winning 2 in a row now, and the Miami Dolphins suffered their first loss of the year, and Tua is hurt. So yeah, we'll see what happens going forward now. But and I'll talk about that game, you know, on my week 4 recap that's coming up after all the games are played next week. So yeah, that's basically it. Snax on Sports. I'm gone, man. I'll be back at y'all tomorrow with some more shit, man. Gone.